The vast expanse of Wyoming stretched before David as he drove his car along the lonesome highway. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows on the deserted landscape. Miles of open road and rugged terrain surrounded him, and the only company was the rhythmic hum of his engine. As the monotony of the journey began to take its toll, David decided to pull over at a rest stop to stretch his legs and break the silence that had settled within the car. The rest stop, a mere oasis in the desolation, consisted of a few picnic tables, a weathered restroom facility, and a lonely payphone that seemed untouched by time. The air was crisp as David stepped out of his car and surveyed the emptiness around him. The vast Wyoming sky was adorned with a tapestry of stars, providing the only source of light in the darkness. The distant howl of a coyote echoed through the stillness, creating an eerie symphony in the quiet night. David strolled towards the edge of the rest stop, drawn by the solitude and the promise of a momentary escape from the confines of his vehicle. The cool wind tousled his hair as he took a deep breath, savoring the freshness of the Wyoming night. As he gazed into the distance, David noticed a pair of gleaming eyes staring back at him from the shadows. His heart skipped a beat as the eyes approached, revealing the form of a lone wolf emerging from the darkness. Its fur, a mix of grays and browns, blended seamlessly with the rugged landscape. Fear tinged with fascination held David in place as the wolf padded closer, its movements both graceful and purposeful. The creature's eyes held a primal intelligence, and David found himself captivated by the wildness embodied in this solitary creature. Aware of the potential danger, David took cautious steps backward, maintaining a respectful distance. The wolf, however, seemed uninterested in any confrontation. Its gaze remained fixed on him, and a silent understanding passed between man and beast. As David retreated towards the rest stop shelter, he felt the weight of the wolf's eyes following his every move. The creature, though majestic, exuded an air of mystery that left David on edge. He couldn't shake the feeling that this encounter held a significance beyond the ordinary. Seeking refuge within the dimly lit confines of the rest stop, David glanced back at the lone wolf, now lingering on the outskirts of the parking area. The creature's presence seemed to heighten the isolation of the Wyoming night, casting an otherworldly aura over the desolate landscape. As David leaned against the payphone, the wolf's silhouette was framed against the starry sky. A chill ran down his spine, and the uneasy feeling that he was being observed intensified. The wolf's eyes, gleaming with an unearthly intelligence, seemed to penetrate the shadows and lock onto David's very soul. The wind carried an eerie howl that echoed through the night, and the wolf responded in kind. Its haunting call added to the surreal atmosphere, creating a sense of communion between man and nature. David, caught between fear and fascination, couldn't tear his eyes away from the lone wolf. Suddenly, the creature approached the rest stop, moving with a calculated confidence. David, his senses heightened, felt a surge of adrenaline as he retreated further into the shelter. The wolf, however, stopped just beyond the reach of the artificial light, its eyes fixed on David. In that moment, the air became charged with an otherworldly energy. David, unable to shake the feeling that he was a participant in a ritual older than time, watched as the wolf raised its head towards the night sky. The howls that followed resonated with a haunting melody, creating a symphony of primal sounds that reverberated through the Wyoming wilderness. As the wolf's howls subsided, a sense of calm settled over the rest stop. The creature, satisfied with the exchange, turned away and vanished into the shadows, leaving David standing alone in the eerie silence. Shaken by the encounter, David stepped back into the night, his eyes searching the darkness for any trace of the lone wolf. The rest stop, once a sanctuary, now felt like a threshold between the ordinary and the supernatural. As he drove away from that lonely highway in Wyoming, David couldn't shake the feeling that he had glimpsed into a realm where the boundaries between man and nature blurred. The haunting memory of the lone wolf lingered, a silent reminder of the mysteries that reside in the vast and untamed landscapes of the world. The Wyoming night held secrets that transcended the ordinary, and David, forever changed by the encounter, carried the echoes of that primal connection with him as he continued his journey into the unknown.